How's it going, everybody? We are back playing some more League of Legends. We are going into our Silver 1, making the climb to Silver 1. We are very close. We just have 2 more rank ups to go. Now, we're going to try to keep it a little bit more interesting, make it a little bit more lively, a little bit more energy. I was duo queuing with a friend on this one. He's the mid laner there. Trying to get some quick climbs. Usually duo queuing is a little bit better, depending on who you're with, and I do have a lot of really good team play with this guy. I do like to gank when we play, so we're just we're gonna try to get a few wins here early and get up to 100 LP so we can get a quick promotion to Silver 1 and go from there. So we're playing a game. Unfortunately, we have a Kale, which is going to be Kale. Basically, at this point, I think it's 9.9. For a while now, she's put a timer on the game to where, as long as she isn't completely oblivious to how her champion works, you can put it. She puts a time limit on the game and makes it very difficult to do anything past the point where she gets 16 minutes. So we kind of have pressure there. As far as lanes, what the lanes are doing, it's odd, but Kale's in mid, so mid should have the pressure early against her, and as the time goes by, it's going to be more difficult. We have a Morgana top. I don't understand what that is, but it could go either way on that. Honestly, Alawi should win, but it's one of those things where you probably have never faced that before, and you don't really know what to do. I kind of pulled the Raptors out too far. I was just paying attention to the other lanes. We see Kha'Zix up top trying to get a gank, so we can kind of move down to their bot lane. I don't think at this health and with no mana I can do anything really. So I'm just trying to scout out. I see Kha'Zix. I don't respect him enough at this point. I'm thinking I can fight him, but I don't realize that I have no mana. So I kind of just feed right there. It was close, honestly, but I kind of feed right there, and I try not to take this too harshly. Sometimes you just make bad plays, and it sometimes can feel like basically the game's over. It is a Kha'Zix, so Kha'Zix is going to be gigantic threat to deal with, but we just have to give that over, accept that that's happened, and try to play around it. Now, if Kha'Zix stays, I think I could get a kill on him. We may have been able to, but he doesn't stick around, and he probably has us warded at some point, and he spots me out, so I can't really go in and do that. I'm trying to see what he's going to do, because some junglers forget that I basically have vision of them until they get above 50%. So, and it does happen like that. Kha'Zix is staying on his Krugs because he doesn't think I can do anything. I'm looking, but what I'm trying to do is just get just to steal this red. But unfortunately, I didn't expect him to be there. It looked like from the blood scent that he was still on his Krugs, but so it's really unfortunate plays at the beginning. I'm just misplaying. I think about ganking there, but I don't think I can fight Kha'Zix at this point. But I don't think he doesn't have smite because he took his red buff. So I think I'm safe, fairly certain in securing this Krug or this Scuttle Crab. As far as matchups, Kha'Zix is it's not bad. I don't have too many problems with Kha'Zix, because even if he gets pretty fed, after you get your ultimate, you can still beat him pretty easily because he has a lot of bursts. Like, he's gonna run at you, he's gonna jump, and when he jumps, he's gonna throw his little spawns at you, and then when he lands, he's gonna Q you, and just do that over and over and over again. So basically, what you have to do is time your E to where you mitigate most of the damage. So once he does that, he just has his Q, and if you time that right, and then you get your ulti off on the right spot, and get the most out of the value, you can beat him. And it's just kind of disgusting how how well that works is because, I mean, I've been down quite a bit and went against the Kazakhs that was like, 10 kills, like an item or two up on me, and just they overestimate what's going on. So I'm wanting to take this this dragon. I've played it pretty poorly up to this point, given Kazakhs kills, wasting my own time. I mentioned it before that you want to be really efficient, and honestly, I have not been. Since I got that kill, or since I got that death against Kazakhs in mid lane, I've kind of wasted my own time. I ran into his jungle, didn't get much. I spent all that time getting his red, didn't get much, and that's probably the first good play that I've made, is I did secure that Ocean Dragon. It's going to make, and it's really early, so it's going to get a lot of value out of it. So I'm just trying to stabilize here. Kazakhs has a fairly good lead on me, so he's going to be putting more pressure than I think that he's going to be putting more pressure than I can deal with. I have to play it pretty safe. I can't. I mean, a lot of games I just rely purely on the fact that you can get fed and just put pressure on. But I'm not going to be able to do that. Kazakhs is too strong at this point until I get ultimate. So I tried to mind game, like to think what he's going to do. I know he took the red buff, and I know he took Krugs a while back, so they're not going to be up. He probably either took Raptors and backed, or backed first and then came back. So he's going to be pathing. He's going to be pathing this way. He's going to be wanting to get these camps. So he's going to be top. And I messaged Alawi. I put a message out there that I think he'll be top, but she didn't ward for herself, and she didn't respect the fact. She didn't do any of that stuff. And lo and behold, he took the advantage and got a kill on Alawi. So unfortunate. Kazakhs is getting a little bit bigger, but it's not a bad matchup. I'm not really too afraid. We have a bot lane that's doing fairly well. Morgana's going to be a support. I mean, she's going to do a lot of damage, but she can't carry. She's not going to be carry the game by herself. It's honestly going to be up to Kazakhs and Kale, because Lucian's a strong early game champion, and he's not doing good. I think Xerath AFK'd for a bit in the beginning, so it was kind of fortuitous to us. Now, what? So, I need to back here. I'm going to go ahead and use my E on this camp just to... honestly, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. I was using it to mitigate some of the damage. I think I was setting myself up in case Kazakhs came in mid. I would still be kind of healthy, and I'll have my abilities up too. So, I'm taking these. I need to back. I need to get Tiamat. And once again, so Kazakhs, after he took that gank in top, he probably cleared his top jungle, and he's going to be back down bot. So I'm just trying to use the information that I can gather to help my team. If they know he's in bot, they can set it up to where they can be aware of him and not be surprised. So I'm heading down that way myself. My bot lane is pushing very, very far on the tower, so Kazakhs has a good ganking opportunity. I'm not sure. They may not be low, so it may not be the best for him, but I want to be around, and honestly, I want to get 6 so that I'll have my ultimate. If I run into the jungle, I can just fight him anyway. So we haven't seen him at this point. He's got to be somewhere. I think that's Kazakhs. That might be Kale, actually, that I'm sniffing out. He hasn't taken his Raptors, which is odd. I'm not sure where he's at. So I'm going to go ahead and snag those, do a bit of counter jungling, and just keep watching the map. He didn't take his red either, so, question is, where did he go? So this is tentatively taking this. I'm watching my mini-map. I'm watching what's going on. I have no idea where he went. He should have cleared his top and then been coming down this way. So, and there he is right there. I'm going to go ahead and take, and I'm just going to fight him. He didn't see me. He didn't have this warded. Once again, he was pretty fed, and I timed my E right. Well, if we go back here, I'll go back a little bit more. So I saw him coming. I wanted to get this red, and then I just waited for him to walk right into me. He's probably not his vision is not in that bush. He saw that his red was gone. He looked elsewhere on the map for opportunity. He walked right into me. I got a couple autos on him. As soon as he saw that I was there, he started using his abilities. I pressed E to block most of the damage, and I mitigate it. And then I feared him, and then I comboed that into an ulti, and I killed him easily. Unfortunately, I didn't think that Kale would come down without Vel'Koz, so it was just a bad communication. I wasn't paying attention because I thought that I could just burst that Zera down before Kale got to me, but she responded really well, so that's good. That's good. So, what do we have coming up? We have a dragon coming up in a couple seconds. It's still a Cloud Drake, so it's not terribly great, but I do want to secure that. Kha'Zix is a little tilted that I was able to kill him. If you saw that Q back there, it looked like he flashed and then I Q'd him. But you always, you always want to, with Warwick, his Q, if you press it, he lunges at them and chomps. If you press and hold it, he'll flip around them and follow them anywhere they go. Generally, you always want to hold Q unless it would put you in a disadvantageous position. You always want to press and hold the button down. And then occasionally, if it's like Kha'Zix, Kha'Zix is a champion that has a dash ability. So if he doesn't, like at that previous one, he didn't use it to engage on me. He walked right into me in a bush and he didn't use it for damage. So if my Q had been up when he dashed away from me, I could have Q'd and followed him. But what happened is when I leapt into the bush and Q'd him, I had pressed and holded it, and he flashed and it followed through when it went through. So once again, Kha'Zix gives a lot of trouble to some laners, but not too much trouble unless he gets very, 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 very far ahead. Most of the time, you can fight him one-on-one in the jungle just because of the way he works his burst. He wants. I don't play Kha'Zix a lot, but I think what you would want to do is bait out his E and wait for it to go down, and then you burst. Because that Warwick's got a lot of healing on his kit, and that's the big thing. Unless Kha'Zix can burst you out, you won't win. You won't lose the engagement. So, woo. So I'm just looking here. Our bot lane is doing very well. We got another Drake, so we were pretty ahead on objectives. Lucian, I believe that I can 1v1 too because he's so far behind. And I have my ultimate, so I was looking for him to be a little bit greedy. He did the smart play and he didn't. So what I'm going to do is just push this out, get a little bit of farm, get the wave pushing in so they can't get any damage on the tower. And now I'm thinking about where Kha'Zix is. Just looking at the map just now, he's trying to gank Alawi. So, and we got a kill in mid. We see Kale in mid. The only person that would be here is Lucian or Morgana. And I don't think this Lucian is giving me enough credit here. Definitely a little too much for him to handle. He flashed and he healed. So I'm just going to alert the team that he did those things. It's not much, but I've said before, I think League is a game of small advantages. You really have to take advantage of every little thing you get. So just the fact that Lucian doesn't have flash or heal, maybe one of my teammates can make a really good play on him later. So I know Kha'Zix was top a couple minutes ago. He should be pathing down to get his camps here. I'm trying to set those up to take at least Raptors or something to kind of punish him in every small way that I can, which is a good thing. It's all about small advantages. I made a misplay at the beginning. If I had had any abilities whatsoever, if I had enough mana for any abilities, I would have chomped him. Just the Q alone in that fight would have been enough. You saw, when I flashed away at the beginning, and he went to flash on me, I Q'd and I almost lived through it, but he got his Q there. If I had had a healing from 2 Qs, I think I would have lived, and it would have been a really good play. Put him very far behind. My team is doing pretty well. They're distracted. They're going after the kill on Nautilus. I'm going to try to get some pressure on this tower, but I just don't have enough right now. So I'm going to bounce out. I'm going to counter jungle again. I know most of everybody's top Lucian is in bot lane. Just looking at the mini map, it looked like all of them were converging on me, so I really want to get out here. I could get pincered by Lucian. Worst case scenario, I can Q past him and then ult away, continuing in motion past him. So we're not too worried about that. But so Lucian just used his ulti. I'm not. He's not going to get away. Like me alone, he probably wouldn't be able to get away. But that was just not good for him. So I don't think this game is we're not doing too bad with this game, especially with Warwick. Like my best advice to get really good is just to pick one champion and play that over and over again. It helps if you really like it. You don't have to pick an OP champion or a carry champion. I really enjoyed Warwick's kit. Played him a lot. I'm pretty sure I played almost him exclusively in season 2018, and you just get a feel for like what your limits are, which is always good. You learn the other champions through your interactions with your own champion, and so you kind of get a feel for like how well a game is going. At this point, I'm not really afraid of anyone individually. It's just not. If I have abilities up, if I have the red smite, it's just not, not too worried about stuff. So I'm going to take this Rift Herald. You want to put pressure on objectives. Objectives win games. Kills, if they translate into objectives, do, but not. So I'm going to try to get a Rift Herald. I was trying to throw it the other direction, which is still okay. This is going to be alright. But she just used her Q, so I'm not terribly afraid. Like, sometimes Morganas will think they're safe because they have Black Shield, but it doesn't really do a whole lot as far as you can just kill her. So I thought that we would have enough damage here, and I think we do get a kill here on Kayle. I was trying to lock her down for Caitlyn to kill her, and I'm trying to get this. Lucian's pushing on bottom while his in him's that threat. That's not a great play. I don't think he could have come back and contest that. I'm a little bit too low. I'm afraid of Xerath ulting and killing me, so I'm going to go over here and heal up off of the camp, and then I might go back in. I think excuse me, I think that's what I do. Now, like I said, I was duoing here, and so I'm just trying to communicate. As far as the matchups go, if you duo queue, I believe it matches you up with a little bit more challenging teams because you have that opportunity to communicate with each other. And I'm talking with Vel'Koz here throughout the whole thing. I'm saying we want to get the Cloud Drake. These dragons aren't as great, but they're small advantages that we can use, especially with Warwick. Just actually, Cloud Drake in general is not bad because you get movement speed. It's much better on Warwick because of his W and his ultimate skills off of movement speed. While you're running, you can jump farther. So it's a pretty good dragon to get. And in general, I just like to I like to keep control of the dragons because they're they're permanent small advantages that you can use. So if the other team gets them, that's something that you won't have. So now I'm trying. I don't know why he might be set and waiting to gank, but I don't know what he was doing trying to take his camp. So there was an example of a good Q follow, like Warwick's Jaws of the Beast. So I ulted him here. I was hoping Nautilus would follow up, but I was holding the Q as the ultimate landed, to follow up. Unfortunately, I just ran into their whole team right there. But overall, I think it was a good play just because of what happens here. We have Caitlyn get 2 kills right there, and they're really actually high priority or high. And we get another kill. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so and we got some good picks right there. Just Kayla alone, Xerath's not a bad one, and then we get Lucian as well. With Vel'Koz, that was a really good. We're going to get this mid tower. Lowie's pushing in bottom. We have Inhib. We have super minions in bot. We have a lot of control this game as far as moving forward. So, like I was saying, if you play one champion a lot, you get really comfortable knowing what your limits are. If you play the game a lot, you know, you generally have a feel for how games are going. And like I said, we've got all the dragons. We've got the Rift Herald. We have pressure in every lane. Not too bad. Now, also something I wanted to look at the CS difference. I don't understand. I mentioned it to my friend here. I was looking at Kha'Zix's CS compared to mine. He has a lot of kills, but he didn't keep up the advantage in the CS. So I'm only 1-3-3, and he's 5-1-2 or something like that. But I think I have the advantage just from the CS and the experience lead plus all the objectives. Like I said, kills do not get wins. They don't get wins unless you combo them into getting some kind of objective on the field. Whether you get the gold and you get an item, so you have an advantage there. You help your laner push in, so you take CS from the other laner. This Kha'Zix, the mistake he made was he didn't transition those early kill pressure that he got into an advantage on me, which is a CS lead. you hungry, Thea? Are you hungry? Okay. Okay. He didn't transition his kills into an early lead. And then he got behind because he kept looking for kills instead of advantages. So, we're putting more pressure on him, taking another inhib. I'm trying to get this solution. I'm not really afraid of Morgana. She does land a bomb. I thought she had it on a cooldown, and I'm in some trouble here, honestly. So, but we got the mid inhib. I'm not really. It was a bad play, but I still think we can win. We'd have to really screw up to lose this game. But I mentioned this in the Cho'Gath game. What can happen is the death timers are getting longer and longer. So, and that Kale is getting stronger and stronger. So there is a possibility that she could win a team fight. We could all die, and then they could get an advantage here or there. They could get a tower. They could get a Baron. They could get something, and then do it again. That's the way kills stack up. Is you're not there to contest them getting stuff. So they're having to keep one person back. We could probably get Baron at this point. Another good thing is maybe we can push down bottom and get that last inhib. That would be game. But in a situation like this, I think my choice would be to play the safe thing, and they have to keep pressure, or they have to keep the pressure from building up in the top and the mid lane. So I think the safe play would be just to get Baron. Right now I'm taking away their opportunities for experience and stuff, so I'm just taking all of Kha'Zix's jungle camps away. He can't do anything. They have to share the 3 lanes of experience, because if he goes out, there's a possibility he could be ganked and die, and then he has no camps to take anyway. So small advantages. And like I said, Baron's the safe play. We've got pressure. We could have done it a little bit earlier, I think, but with Alawi causing a ruckus in bot lane, you have to really think, like, as the enemy. Look at what they did. If you look at the map in the bottom, they've literally all responded to Alawi pushing in that lane, trying to kill her to stop her from pushing. I don't think they can. What I think the right play is to send someone who can at least deal with her and stop her from taking the tower, clear the wave, so like Xerath or somebody like that, and the rest of us need to. Where are the rest of the team at? Like, we're off the map. We were on Baron for sure. So, and now look at what they're doing too. They're putting 2 really powerful targets, Kha'Zix and Kale, on Alawi, and Alawi just walks away, while literally we have a 4v3, and we get the kills there. So now we've got Kha'Zix coming in, we've got Kale coming in. They're really strong. So, but I'm trying to just frontline for Caitlyn so that we can win this fight. And Caitlyn's just really strong, and she just tanks everything from that point on. And then look what happened. So they invested Kale and Kha'Zix. They didn't get a kill on Alawi, so we pushed in and pushed our advantage for the 4v3. And then that made them respond. They either get nothing and stay in bot lane, or they come back. So they come back. What does Alawi do? Pushes in response to that. Like, it's about efficiency, and they weren't really efficient with what they were doing, and we got the win. So that's a win for Silver 1. We're going for Silver 1. So I think I get 25 LP in this game, so we are ready to go. We have a couple more games. Like I said, I duoed in this one. I didn't get the... I got some of the footage, but I didn't have time to edit it right, so I'm commenting on it at a later date. If you prefer that stuff, let me know. I can try to get that, and I'm going to try to do live commentary as well. So thanks for watching.